Hi guys, my name's Gary and this is Mayan Models. Um, Today we're going to be looking at the Vile Guyver by Narin Studios, um, based out of Taiwan. Um, as you can see, resin model's already out, it's been washed. Next part is putting it together, but this is Sun Beast. She stands, or he stands, 42 centimeters from base to tip, which, as you can see, at the moment the tip isn't connected. None of it's really connected, but I'm assuming it's talking about to the point about here. Um, She's a beautiful piece, and over however long this takes, we'll slowly go through, base her, paint her, decide on colours, work our way through. But already I'm impressed. I mean, if you look at just the seams, it just that shows up at all. Give me a sec. Seams are tiny in comparison with some models I've seen. It's still going to be filling. There's always filling, but not not extreme filling. Sometimes you'll see it matches at the back, but then when you or at the front even, when you turn to the back, there's gaping holes or something. But this butts up really quite nice. Like I said, there's going to be some filling, but not major amounts. Um, so yeah, this is the start of it. Um, we're gonna glue all the bits, epoxy resin, all the arms on, let her dry, and probably use Vallejo liquid putty to fill up all the seams, and work on from that. The grand plan is I'll take you through what I'm doing as I do it, bit by bit, and we see where we go from that. But yeah, at the moment it's starting to glue, which is the boring part. So I'll get her all glued together, base coat her in Steiner res, and then we'll come back. Thank you. Hi guys, she's all built, or he's all built, put together. No, I've had to do no sanding down, rubbing, trimming, anything like that. She's just gone together beautiful. Um, like I said, there are a few filling points. She is glued to the base. It doesn't bother me too much. I know some people don't like gluing them to the base, but she's so damn heavy. I mean, I haven't weighed her, but she's heavier than a bag of sugar, for sure. Um, so I want her to be on a good base. Um, and that's also why I've used epoxy resin on the hips and the arms, because they weigh a fortune. And then just for the spikes and the spine, I used Collar 21 contact super glue. It's new stuff I'm trying. It's pretty good. You apply pressure and it seals itself within 15 seconds. Other than that, you can use Zap. Everyone uses Zap and likes it. Um, like I said, there is some filler work to be done. It's not perfection. If I bring it in, you can actually see round the back. It's not huge. I mean, you can see the. I'm going to zoom a bit better. You can see they're not. There we go. You can see they're not huge gaps in the back. There's another one slightly there. You can just make out. Um, there we go. You can just make out that line there. On the front, it's a little bit better. I mean, they butter up nicely. They butter up reasonably well. Still going to have to tickle it down and file it, and put a bit of Vallejo filler in there. Same with the other side, just so they're, you know, seamless, etc. Hips, I mean, because they're hidden right down in there, so the hips aren't too big a problem with filling. Same with the spikes. There won't be a mass amount of filler needed really there, because they sort of come out of a socket. But as you can see, she's large. It's a big girl. 41 centimeters. There's nothing really I can put in. I mean, that's my hand, and you can see, you know, sideways on. I'm a big man with big hands, and you know, plenty of model there to be painting. But I'll fill some lines now, fill some cracks, get a coat of Staros on, guys, and then we'll come back. As we can see, he's all together now. Primed with Starozine grey. Technically, it's actually Starozine white and black. I'm out of grey, so I mixed the two of them together. I don't like the white, and I'm not a big fan of the black, so I've been using them, mixing them together, make the grey, which I prefer the grey. But it's all together. To be honest with you, there was no real major fitting or anything like that. I had a fill line across the shoulder, and the same on this side. They were minute, nothing major. Some Vallejo putty filler, and that was it. I mean, the other parts, like the horn, it's supposed to have the gap around there because there's detailing behind it, and with the arm blades, once again, it's socketed, so it's supposed to have movement in there. The hips are the same, so it was, I mean, proper clean model. I mean, obviously I washed her before I done it, but really pleased with how it's looking at the moment. Next step, I'm gonna spray it up with probably this, if I can get it to focus, Badgerman's Raven Black. Just base the whole model in it, and then from there probably use Mephisto Red by Game Workshop. If I can get it to focus. Does she want to? Is she gonna play fair? There we go. Mephisto Red. Just to bring out all the, if I can zoom in a bit, all the muscle fibre parts on the arms, in the hip joints. You can see down in here, and there's loads of little parts that are like that. So that'll be where I hit the Mephisto Red up with, along around here, that sort of thing, on the neck. And then yeah, once that's done, obviously around here as well, under the legs. And once that's all done, we'll try and decide what base colour we're going to do the armour. I'm toying, I've got a colour from Auto Air Colours, which is a, give me a sec, I'm reading that, can't remember exactly what it's called, Fastback Green. So Auto Air Colours, and it's a Fastback Green, but it is green. It doesn't show up very well in the camera, but there's a lot of blue in there as well, but a hell of a lot of gold as well. So I've sprayed up a sample piece. I'm going to see how it fits feel with it for a while before I make a final decision. But yeah, so the next step is literally spraying her up with base coat black, and then from there we'll touch up the muscle and sinew. Yeah. I'll base her up and we'll take a look. Hi guys, now she's all painted up in black. Got a base coat on. She's dried up nicely. Apologise, I'm trying to get it so it's getting it all in the shot, but it's just not easy. She's so damn big. I'm going to take it off this thing because it just wobbles a bit too much. So now I've got my Mephisto red by Game Workshop. It's the base version, not the air version. And we're just going to do a bit of dry brushing just on all the muscle areas. I'm not going to go too heavy, hopefully. Just bring the muscle to life a bit. And obviously everyone's interpretation of the Guyver is going to be slightly different. If you take the time to Google the Guyver, there's hundreds of different colour variations. Some he has pink muscle areas, others he has red. I tend to find the red just looks a little bit more realistic, but if that's the right word, since it's a fantasy character, it's hard to look realistic, but you know. What I'm doing at the moment is just proper drying out this brush because I don't want to go too heavy with the red and end up spoiling it. I'm just drying the brush out. Some kitchen roll. It says as he gets another bit. Just taking off the worst of the paint out of the brush because I just want it to be very light, just to start with, and then we can work our way up to get what we want. There we go. All I'm doing is just down at the feet, starting down on this one, just bringing all those skin zone areas. Not exactly sure what it's fibre or muscle tissue, or what. We're just gonna try and bring it alive a bit. I ain't too worried about it in the armour. That's gonna be sprayed a different colour again, so we don't have to be too careful, although I'm not purposely trying to go everywhere. And it's like I say, just getting it so just makes the tissue stand out a bit in between the gaps, but I don't want to go too heavy because Mephisto red is quite a strong red, so we're not trying to go too over the top with it. Just want the edges of the sinew to stand out, so we're really trying to achieve it. Mephisto does tend to sit back slightly darker as well once it gets a bit of chance to dry. I want the black left in the background of it just to give shade and depth to the overall feel of it. And yeah, just remember it's a wise idea to have a little on the brush and have to add more than too much and have to go back and redo the black. Like I said, all I'm trying to do is just make the edges pop. I'm not trying to go too deep with it. Just want it to pop slightly. There's quite a lot of it, so notice your brush is getting a bit light, just where you were taking it off on the tissue, run it back over, just to reload the brush a little bit. You don't have to go dipping it back in the pot. Overall effect should look pretty good. Once the whole arm is done and everything, of course. As we all know, it's layers, 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 layers. We're just at the beginning of all this, really. Yeah. So you can get an idea of how we're doing this. Just let's see if I can get that in. Get it to focus. Go on, girl, focus. You can do it. We will get it. There we go. No, almost. We almost had it. You know what I mean? We're just getting the edges so that the back stays black. Ugh, typical today. Camera just don't want to be my friend. Ugh. I don't know if you can see it from there a bit better, but we're just getting the edges of the sinew on the parts that are in between the armours to pop. So we're going to do all the way up from top to bottom. If I pause this and come back when near the end. Right, as we can see now, all the red tissue zones. I'm calling it tissue. It's, you know, the fibrous parts between the arms, all the muscly joints, you know, that sort of area have all been done. Hold up, you can see a bit. I'll bring the light over. Just see, all we're doing is just making it stand out. That's all I wanted to do. I ain't worried about hitting the arm or anything. I can deal with that later. That's not a big issue. But yeah, that's what I want. See how it dries back. And from there, we go on to choose armour colours and more layers. So for now, guys, we'll call it quits on part one. In the next part, we'll deal with choosing a colour for the armour, dealing with the texture, what's it called? Stencils. I've got it's a bit hard to see, they're just on a plain sheet at the moment, but it's like honeycomb, small honeycomb that I'm going to lay across the chest, and then so when we paint the armour on, it will give it that bit of extra. So yeah, that's the end for part one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit subscribe, like, and please watch out for the next part. Thank you.